Let's do spider bites. Okay. So, in Australia, who are the main spiders that we should be aware? Tell me the names. You should know them. Who are they?
Blackback,
Hmm?
Dr. Blackback spider.
Yeah, doctor. Usually, we call it funnel web spider, right? Including funnel web spider. You have to remember about the funnel web spider. Then, uh,
Redback,
yeah, then redback spider and other white-tailed spiders. White-tailed spiders. Okay, then let's check. Here they have mentioned the introduction. Okay, so here big black spider bites, including funnel web spider bite. Funnel web spider can cause severe. This is the most venomous spider in Australia, the funnel web one. Okay, I'll show the picture. The black one. Here, this is the funnel web spider here. Funnel web spider. Okay. Here, funnel web spiders can cause severe life-threatening envenoming. Bites from any big black spider must be managed initially as the funnel web spider bite. This is especially important in Eastern Australia between southern coast and New South Wales and southern coastal Queensland, where the funnel web spider are endemic. Then redback spider bites. So bites from redback spider do not cause rapidly developing or life-threatening effect, but commonly cause the uh, significant pain and non-specific symptoms. What about other spiders? Usually, example, a white-tailed spider. Bites from other Australian spiders can cause minor effect. No specific treatment is required. Reassurance the patient and offer symptomatic relief of uh, symptomatic relief of pain and itch. Okay, so let's discuss about this funnel web spider. Here, you have to know about one by one how we should treat these patients. Okay. So let's discuss about funnel webworm. This is the most dangerous spider in Australia. They can cause severe life-threatening envenoming. We know that, right? Yeah. You know the places we have discussed. Then, yeah. Here, management for funnel web spider bites include application of pressure bandage and complete immobilization of the affected limb and patient resuscitation and, if required, funnel web spider antivenom administration. So you should. Okay, so in here, this is the only case we should apply pressure bandage in spider bites for funnel web spiders. Okay, please remember. Okay, then risk assessment for funnel web bite. This is the next one of important part for AMC. Okay, so then yeah, features of severe envenoming from the funnel web spider bite. So autonomic nervous system in here, including cholinergic and adrenergic excess, generalized sweating, hypersalivation, lacrimation, piloerection, hypertension, bradycardia or tachycardia, meiosis or mydriasis. Then neuromuscular system, paresthesia, localized distal and oral paresthesia. Then muscle fasciculation can be local or localized or generalized, commonly tongue fasciculation and muscle spasm. Then cardiovascular system, effect due to adrenergic excess, myocardial injury, hypertension, bradycardia and tachycardia. Then respiratory symptoms, pulmonary edema can be seen. Then central nervous system, agitation, anxiety, drowsiness, coma, you can see. And non-specific symptoms are abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, and headache. Okay? Yeah. And please remember, okay, in some cases they are asking what are the envenoming signs for funnel web spiders, and they are giving about some localized setting. Okay, localized setting. The answer is generalized setting. So you have to remember this is generalized setting. Okay. Yeah, generalized setting. Remember this part, okay? If I can find the recalls, I'll show it, okay? Even after the class, I'll send it in the chat. Okay, then treatment for funnel web spider. First aid. Funnel web spider bite is suspected. Apply a pressure bandage over the bite site and whole affected limb and completely immobilize the limb and the patient. Please remember, okay? Then yeah. Then, anyway, we have to follow the ABC, particularly. Yeah. Then, and we should arrange the rapid transport to the hospital that has funnel web spider antivenom. Okay. In all cases, suspect of funnel web spider bite present in within 4 hours. Apply a pressure bandage with complete immobilization of the affected limb of the patient. Apply a broad 15 centimeter bandage over the bite side. Then wrap distally and proximally to cover the whole limb using the same pressure and for the sprained ankle. Elastic bandage available. Yeah, the here also crepe bandage. Then patient must be completely immobilized in order for the bandaging to be effective. The pressure bandage should only be removed once the antivenomation therapy has in play. Yeah, sure, doctor. I'll send after the this antivenomation started. Then antivenom here. Always administer antivenom in resuscitation area or critical care until with readily available adrenaline epinephrine, because usually antivenoms are very uh, high risk for the anaphylaxis, right? Yeah. Here you don't have to remember, they are giving 2 vials of funnel web spider antivenom. Other treatment, what are they? Hmm, yeah. Then observation. Admit all the patients who have been treated with funnel web spider antivenom. Monitor them for 12 to 24 hours until the effect of envenoming have dissolved. Please remember the time, okay? Then observe any patient is suspected funnel web spider, but for evidence of systemic envenoming. Envenoming is unlikely to develop after 2 hours. If the patient is asymptomatic or has signs of mild envenoming, observe them for at least 4 hours after the bite and at least 2 hours after removal of the pressure bandage, and discharge them. They remain well and asymptomatic. So this is all for funnel web spider. Okay, so then let's discuss about redback spider. So, 1 minute. So, how we should manage redback spider? Yeah, redback spider is the most common significant envenoming in Sri Lanka, in Australia. Sorry. Although it is not life-threatening, envenoming can cause significant pain, Redback spider bite usually occur in temperature region in Australia, with very few bites reported in northern tropical Australia or in colder southern regions such as Tasmania. Redback spider prefer dark and dry places and can be found in shoes, helmets, toys, or equipment left outdoors. Management of suspected redback spider bite is symptomatic, focusing on the adequate analgesia. Redback spider antivenom has minimal benefits, and most clinical toxicologists are no longer recommended. So nowadays, redback spider antivenom is no longer recommended. Okay, but they have antivenom, but they are not recommended. Okay, please remember this part because this is not life-threatening one. So risk assessment for redback spider. The diagnosis of redback spider bite is based on the circumstance of the bite and clinical features. So, clinical features. Clinical features of redback spiders here. So, features of envenoming pain. Local pain at the bite site increasing over minutes to hours, which can last for days, radiating pain from bite site to the draining lymph nodes and proximal limb, abdominal, chest, or back pain. So, local and regional features, local sweating. So, here, redback spider, they have local sweating, but in funnel web fiber, they have generalized sweating. Okay, remember these two. Okay, sometimes they are asking, uh, envenoming features of these two. So you should remember, uh, just not just not sweating only. You have to remember about local sweating and generalized sweating. Okay, and the region sweating with the unusual distribution, then non-specific symptoms, malaise, lethargy, nausea, vomiting, hypertension, irritability, fever, agitation, like that. Here, treatment for redback spider. Do not use a pressure bandage for redback spider. Please remember, okay? Only we use pressure bandage in spider bites for funnel webs only, okay? Then treatment for suspected redback spider bite is symptomatic, focusing on adequate analgesia. First aid for redback spider bite includes local application of ice pack or heat pack for symptomatic relief. A pressure bandage should not be used as it can worsen the pain. Ensure the patient's tetanus immunization. Then many hospitals in Australia no longer keep redback spider antivenom, and most clinical toxicologists are no longer recommend it use. Okay, a 2014 study shows the benefits of redback spider antivenom are minimal, and antivenom can cause adverse effect. Okay, so in that case, we are just using analgesia only. So don't be confused, okay? Because I know the old RSCGP guidelines, they have mentioned about antivenom, but usually currently we are not recommending. So analgesia, we can give paracetamol plus ibuprofen. If it is ineffective, we can go with oxycodone. Then, yeah. Here, if oral analgesia is inadequate, for severe pain, use IV opioid. Okay? Yeah. And observation. After redback spider bite, observation patient until they are asymptomatic or the pain is adequately controlled. Ensure they have oral analgesia on discharge, as pain can continue for 5 days. Okay, that's all for redback spider. Then, so usually they haven't mentioned any treatment about the other Australian spider bite. So here they mention No specific treatment, just symptomatic relief for pain and itch. So pain, we can use the same thing as the redback spider, and for the itch we can give antihistamine, because in one month they have asked about the white tail spider bitten by, and already given analgesia and something with itching or something. Then the best answer was there is antihistamine, as I remember. Yeah, correctly. Yeah, doctor. That's all for spider bites. Let's do spider bites. Okay. Oh no, spider bite. I don't know we have or not. No, we don't have. Actually, I don't have anything for spider bite. Mhm. But they are asking in the exam. Okay, give me 1 minute. I have to stop the recording, that it's easy for me.